Well, welcome back to another fun-packed, action-packed, football-packed, Agbra-packed, Agbra Unfiltered here in Kidderminster. We're so delighted you've chosen to join us. We will be with you for the next 30 to 40 minutes, so strap in, lock in, and listen down to everything we've got to say. Stuart, how's your week been?
It's been good because we won.
Yeah.
Like, it was a good win, wasn't it? And I think the football's back always makes you... it's good. It's the time of year, like, it just feels right. Football's back.
Yeah. And, summer is in the air, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a real joy about the place, isn't there?
That's right, yeah.
What about you, Liam? How are you feeling? Good week?
Yeah, it's been alright. It's quite amazing how much 11 people kicking a ball around a pitch can affect your mood for the week. So it's certainly helped this week.
Yeah, definitely. And the noise inside the Agbra on Saturday was electric. It was loud. It was good numbers as well. Because I'd heard a lot of people saying, "Oh, it was low numbers," but actually, I think it was a higher number for the first game of the season this year than it was for the first game of the season last year.
I think people are away, aren't they? People are away and all sorts of things this time of year. But great crowd, and I think they witnessed a good game. And I think Scarborough weren't a walkover, and Kiddie won. Yeah, and I think that's a fair sum up of that. Actually.
I think Scarborough as well did not give a bad account of themselves either. To be honest with you, they are odds on to go down again. But I think when we played them last year, I think it was the first time I realised how big they were, how well they handled themselves. Yeah. And again, they've had a lot of off-season problems, but Jonathan Greenan has set them up well, hasn't he? So,
yeah. And I think that's right. And I think the fact that we scored early and hung on. I don't think we hung on. I think we had they had their chances. Yeah. But we also had more chances. We should have scored more goals. And hopefully that's not a thing that we'll be saying at the end of the season. But yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was good.
You weren't at the game, Liam, but you watched it on DAZN?
Yeah, absolutely. We watched it in the middle of the field, actually, all camping. But yeah, I was quite shocked for it. It's not how I expected Scarborough to play. They clearly came with a plan. Ball to goalkeeper to left wing, which a few times almost came off. So I think I'm looking forward to playing a different style of football. So their fans might be quite excited this season compared to previous years.
Yeah, and there was a bit of fiery nature on the touchline as well. I don't know if you guys saw that on DAZN, but do you know what? The more I get to know Adam and the more I see of him up close, but mostly from a distance, I really like the guy. I just love his passion. I love
the passion is.
Oh, he's energetic and passionate.
Yeah. He don't stop, does he?
No, not at all.
Don't stop.
And you know what? I feel like he's a defender of the organisation of Kidderminster. He cares, and that comes across. And it's good, isn't it? Yeah. The other good news, Liam, we spoke about this the other week about the Newcastle, whatever it is, Newcastle Inn or whatever it was up in Scarborough.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
We will be able to visit it. It is on a Saturday, so we should be able to get some fish and chips. The only downside is it will be January on our return trip up to Scarborough, but it should be a good trip up to Scarborough.
Last time, so.
Well, it's the back end it's the middle point of January towards the back end, so we're okay. So hopefully we'll get us a bit of if we are on a winning streak. Here's the thing: if we're on a winning streak at that point, and we go on to win that game, I'll go in the sea.
Ooh, you're hard showing off.
I'll go in the sea. You can hold me to that later on. I'll go in the sea on that day. Anyway, shall we move forward away from that? Back to reviewing a little bit of the weekend. It was great to see Amari come on and just do what he did. I actually thought that, we spoke about it a little bit before. We have anyway. Maybe that we felt that Amari was someone who needed to grow into the game a little bit. Yeah. But actually, he came on with 60, 65 minutes and he dominated. He did really well again. And
we've got depth, haven't we? I think that's a good thing that we've not had. I don't think we had much depth last season. We were always a bit concerned about who's he going to bring on, what's the plan B going to be, or etc. But I think we've got that now.
Yeah.
I think Adam knows what he wants. We've got players, like
Xander coming on was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because amazing. I was listening to something today, one of my other favourite football podcasts that was back, plugging it. It was Stick to Football with Gary Neville and those guys. And Jamie Carragher was bemoaning the idea of them signing Isaac at Liverpool because he was going, well, 150 million is too much because they've already signed the lad from Frankfurt for 80 million,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
was like, effectively, he's going to be an understudy to him.
Yeah.
But Roy Keane's argument was you always need somebody who's good enough to come in and that there wouldn't be an issue. And I have to say, when Xander stepped in, like, he did well.
Yeah, that's right.
He did really well.
And if you're going to compete, football at this level, National League North, we're not Premier League. We're not in. We're not Football League. We're not like. You can work up and think, that league gets a bit harder and that league gets a bit harder. Birmingham City have gone to the Championship and it's going to be different. So they've bought players. They've bought players to compete in that league. I think we've bought players to compete in this league, and to see the subs come on. When you think like Mooney is out for a period of time.
Again, we don't know how long that is, do we,
No,
Liam?
Yeah.
You're not so convinced on the party that said it was.
No, I think from what I saw on the screen, I think he did go down, but the way he was reacting and the way he got off the pitch, I think is possibly more peculiar, more of a be safe in that scenario.
Precautionary
I
sort of
think
thing.
those that are
weeks,
saying he might be out for a year might be scaremongering a little bit.
Well, we've had the old Dibs arm was going to fall off and all that. And
Yeah.
and I think there will be the bit of that scaremongering panic that will arise amongst
Yeah.
us in the beginning. But again, like Adam knows what he's doing, doesn't he? And I think he's
Players
smart
who come
enough.
in.
Yeah.
Riley Reynolds is back.
Oh my gosh.
Riley Reynolds.
Great.
I'm so pleased about that one. He's like
He's a whippet, mate.
He goes in, doesn't he? I mean,
Yeah.
he's you can get your cards and all that business, but there's no nonsense. He's not just a player. I think of any player who's come back after last season, I'm glad it's him.
Yeah.
He's like the Kante of non-league.
There's several things there. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Do you know what I do? I think he's the way we signed him as well.
Yeah.
Like he was a little bit under the radar in that sense because we've done a lot of our main business,
Yeah.
bigger signings,
Yeah.
and that's no disrespect to him, but
Yeah.
the fact that we brought him in, kind of literally announced him the day before the game, I just
He's young,
loved
isn't
it.
he? He's a young
Yeah,
kid,
and do you know
really.
what?
He's still-
He did really well for us last year.
That's right.
Really, really well. And it was great to see Joe again. Joe just looking stronger every game. I've seen that. guy.
Easily man of the match on Saturday.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that, like I think I said last time, my only worry is when you watch him play like that, and he's on fire, and he's playing well. January or whenever, will teams come in for him, like League 2 or I don't know.
They may do. But do you know the other thing about Joe is that he's had that opportunity at Walsall
Yeah.
and gone. Didn't quite work for him there. Let's be honest. And I don't think it's not because he wasn't good enough. Maybe it just wasn't the right fit for him.
Yeah.
And I think that he will be cautious of his next move because he'll want to make sure. Like Adam said something really interesting in that interview we did with him. He said, I had other options on the table, but the key thing for me here was the environment and was I going to be able to perform at my highest level? Was I in the sense of his managerial career and all that? I think that's a similar thing for Joe Folks. Like for him, he will be thinking, I'm one of the main men here at Kidderminster.
Yeah.
What would it look like for me to get a promotion under my belt
Yeah.
and get the club over the line?
Yeah.
And he may get a move at the end of the season. And do you know what? I think most of us as Kidderminster fans would be sad to see him go. We pat him on the back and go, yeah, well done, you deserve that.
Absolutely.
But he also may go, because I actually think he really cares about the club, and I think he likes the club, likes what's going on.
Yeah.
He may go, right, we've kicked on here. Adam is someone who knows what they're doing.
We get promotion, and I think with Adam Murray hopefully still at the helm, I think there's a chance, isn't there, of further progress?
There is a chance, and it's not. I don't think these are impossible dreams. I think we've talked about the investment from Richard Lane. We've talked about what's going on commercially. The club is in one of the best spaces it's ever been in.
Yeah.
I was in there the other day, and I was having a chat with somebody. And I said, how obviously we all know that grey black shirt is the most popular shirt because we're seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
I said, how popular were we talking? They were like, it's the best sales we've had on a shirt.
Wow.
And I said, what's the secondary shirt? And it's not the home shirt, it's the goalkeeper, the pink goalkeeper. So I think genuinely, commercially, the club is in a very strong position, which means that there is money to back the manager.
Yeah.
Adam said to me that we didn't have the biggest budget in the league, but we had a decent one, and he knew that.
Yeah.
But the facilities are what we have again, and I think players like Joe, not stupid, and the grass isn't always greener, is it?
No, exactly. And I think hopefully he's listening to people around him. I know his family are quite close, aren't they? They're at games and his grandparents and stuff. And I think he's a family lad, and I think, you know what I mean. And I think he probably listens, and hopefully he's getting wise advice. And I think Adam Murray will be great for Joe Folks.
Yeah, I do as well. I do as well. Is there anybody else who caught your eye, Liam, in that first game of the season?
Again, I think Obi looked solid at the back. He didn't put a foot wrong. I think it was quite a tough game in the last half an hour ago. I think Morgan Smith came on and did a job. I don't think it was the most pleasant of half an hours for the team, but equally, seasons gone by in a scenario where there's scrappy football, you'd tend to be very worried, whereas Saturday I was actually fairly relaxed.
Yeah. And again, the atmosphere was bouncing. I mean, I know you both were in a field. I hope you could hear it on DAZN because it was one of the loudest atmospheres I've heard in a long time, with the amount, like proportionally to the amount of fans we had. That North Stand was rocking, literally rocking, and it was so good. I mean, when that first goal went in, the old "we are going up" chant started going on again, and I loved it. I thought, come on, that's the sort of stuff, and that's where the belief happens. And I think like what Adam is good at is bouncing off of that energy and generating some more of that, and it passes into the crowd. I felt like at times with Phil, and even I really loved Russ and Jim, but even at times under Russ and Jim, the nervousness that they would feel would bleed into the crowd.
Yeah.
And I think with Adam's wisdom and his knowledge, he probably knows that, so he's constantly talking encouragement from the side, which means that we're all like, come on, what are you doing? Like,
that's right.
I have to say the referee was a shocker again, but there's no surprise there.
Yeah, does that surprise you? I think we should start ranking these.
I think we should have Ref Watch, because maybe that's a feature we're going to have, Ref Watch and Lino Watch. But he's weak. I just felt he was weak at times. And
It's hard, man. It's like, I don't know what the deal is, because this is the problem. I wouldn't want to be a ref or a linesman. I wouldn't want to do it because there is pressure. But the amount of things that they don't see and get wrong, it doesn't seem to get any better.
No, do you know, I saw a job the other day advertised, and it was like in the Cambridgeshire FA area. It was such a funny job title. It was like referee scout or something like that. And I read I was like, what on earth job is that? And basically they have to go to these lower league games, rank them, and help them get up the ladder towards where we are and above. And I'm like, exactly.
We've got to be careful. You don't just wake up one morning and be a Premier League referee. The referees come from leagues like ours, but the quality doesn't really give much hope for the future. Really, I mean,
have we had a female referee in this league?
Lines.
No, we've got female lineswoman person.
A few years ago, I think we played Cheshunt in the FA Cup. I think we had a female referee.
Yeah,
but that's going back a few seasons.
Sometimes I think the women are more fierce than the blokes. So they've got a bit more cojones about them, and are aware, prepared to stamp their authority a little bit more.
That's what we did, Cheshunt.
They've often had to work so much harder to be in that position, haven't they?
Exactly. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
but they're good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, looking ahead, talked about teams coming up and like this whole idea of results and stuff. The weekend Worksop Town had Macclesfield. 2 teams were promoted. Macclesfield, did they flatter, or was that a fair result? Because it was a 3-1 result to Macclesfield without Mr. Robbie Savage, and they haven't made any like ridiculous signings this summer. I don't really know much about either squad, to be honest with you.
But Worksop scored. That's another thing to be aware of, isn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
In the midst of a 3-1, because Macclesfield, we've said it before, they're like.
Is that a 3G pitch at Macclesfield? I think it is.
I think it is, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you think about it, that like Macclesfield, because of where they, they've had the documentary, they've had Robbie Savage as owner and manager or whatever, and so they are a team who've got. There's almost like they've built a bit of a buzz.
Yeah.
And then so they go to Worksop 3-1, which I don't know what that says about either team. I'm not sure, but Worksop scored. And I think that's always an important thing to remember, that, when we're playing them, they can score goals.
But they can easily concede as well.
Yeah.
And they conceded against, arguably the best team in that league that has ever been in that league, because didn't they have a record number of points, Macclesfield,
something like that,
crackers like that.
Yeah.
But it's still almost
step up.
Yeah, it's a step up, and I feel like we are I don't want to say we're going to walk in the park here because these are your banana skins, but I feel like we should be comfortable enough in our ability to beat these.
Yeah,
Up on,
I hope
on
so. Yeah.
Saturday.
Well, that'll be an eye opener. If we're not, again, I'm not. It's not the end of the season by any means, but you would think we've got to go and set out a statement. And
would you be disappointed, Liam, if they didn't get the result on Saturday?
I think so. Yeah, I mean it's always difficult to assess the games. They're both come up this season. I know Maxfield will predict to come fourth, and the bookies suggest Worksop might finish last. But equally, teams that come do have something to prove. So I think it'll be interesting. But again, it's these sorts of games. The years gone by, it'll be a 0-0 draw, and as much as I'd.
It's like a Russian Olympic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Almost, you know.
Yeah.
Because I wonder if Worksop is a 3G pitch as well. It wouldn't surprise me because I didn't realise how many 3G pitches are in the leagues below. Because I was watching something I love to follow on Instagram, and I hope that they come to Kiddie is the padded seat, and they went to Bury for the first preliminary round of the FA Cup, and they were playing. Oh, is it Liverpool? I don't know, some mad team like Liverpool Train or something. I don't know. It's probably not that, but it was something Liverpool that I'd never heard of. And Bury were obviously a league club recently, but they've got a 3G pitch now.
Yeah.
Because for those clubs, it's like how you generate money with the community coming in, all that sort of stuff. So I wonder for Worksop, if Worksop is that kind of Rushall/Buxton sort of style pitch there, and
could be.
Yeah,
could be. And like you say, they're community clubs, aren't they?
Yeah,
Kiddie's a community club, and I think
it definitely is. Yeah, no doubt.
But
it's the size we're talking about.
Yeah,
I think things like Worksop for me, like, could prove trickier than we think. It's not just down to the playing squad, but the playing surface.
Yeah, that's right. Because I think we have struggled sometimes on those surfaces.
Yeah,
like at
Buxton. Oh my god!
Yeah.
I mean, that was crazy because that was one of the highest pitches in the country. You don't realise. So the wind was whipping a bit there. Yeah. But I do think that those. Although, having said that, it could be different now under Adam. Because the football is tidier, isn't it?
Yeah,
so under Phil, it was a little
Yeah.
bit more long ball, field ball, all that stuff. Under Adam, I feel like it's going to be... And it's funny because I heard someone say the other day that they like the style of play under Phil. I was a bit like, you know...
Well, I think when we were winning, you don't care, do you?
You want excitement. But for me, I feel like the crowd is excited by this style of football and energised by it. I said to him, like, your style of football is energy, as a manager, energy.
Yes,
and he was like laughing at that, saying, "Yeah, I think you're probably right on that." But I think that's what I'm hoping we will play to the advantage of that, because those pitches are a bit more zippy, aren't they?
Well, we were watching on DAZN in a field camping, as you say. What it seemed to me was whenever Scarborough was goalie to the left wing, he was quick, round, get a cross in, whatever. But every time Kiddie would then get the ball, dibs out to a player, they were playing, football, pass.
Total football, babe.
Total football.
Murray ball.
Maybe we'll call it Murray ball.
Get him a little bin to sit on like Bielsa.
Yeah. But we're going forward. I love it.
Yeah.
It's the passes. There was a couple of passes that it was very much like pass. And it's those, where we sit, like in the east, and Purple Granite, and we're nearly on the halfway line. And there's so many times, like last season, as an example, where you can see the pass. If you've made that pass, and it might be a risk, but if you've made that pass, that player's through, and we've gone back or not been sure. I think these players are happy to make that pass, and that's a great thing.
Yeah, I'd probably tend to agree with you. And I mean, the biggest bit of learning that I took from him, and I don't know if people picked up on this, when he said that the greatest bit of advice he'd been given was from Steve Bold about, like, if you miss that long pass, go back to something simple. So, like, go to a 1 yard, 2 yard, 3 yard, build up from there. And I just thought that simplicity of him and that sort of idea is what we watch on the pitch a little bit.
Totally,
so don't
100%.
always go for that stupid long ball. Think about the and actually, if you listen to some of the great managers, that's what they'll say. Play simple football. It's football, isn't it, at the end of the day?
I think that's quite helpful that Penny sort of moved to centre back, because he obviously started with us as a right back, so he's he's always going to be a forward-thinking player. So
Yeah.
having him at centre back will certainly help go forward as well.
Yeah,
right,
definitely,
yeah.
definitely. It's good to see Penny back on the pitch. And,
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And just hearing him because he's so vocal. We need a bit of
Yeah.
that in the back there.
I love the shouting. I think it's important.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, really
me too.
is.
So we got a score prediction then against Worksop.
Well, I'm going to go 2-0.
2-0.
I want to say 2-0. I think 2-0's possible, and I think that'd be a good result.
I'm going to go against that and go 3-0.
Ooh.
Just because if Macclesfield can score 3,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
we can do it
I'd
too.
like to,
And
yeah.
I think that Dibbs will probably be a better goalkeeper than what Macclesfield had, and
Yeah,
we'll
yeah.
probably have a better backline.
Yeah.
But who knows?
Yeah. I'd like. I'm glad Divine scored. I think that's a good start. I'd love. I mean, it doesn't matter who scores, does it? Ultimately, whether it's a
No,
defender.
but it's good to go on. Who do you want to score?
I want Willoughby to score.
Yeah.
I'd love him to score. So because he's a striker.
It's monkey off his back then, isn't it?
Exactly. So I'd love him to get a goal so that he's started, and then I don't care who else.
I'd like to see Joe get a goal.
Yeah.
I would love to see Joe get a goal.
Yeah.
And wouldn't it be quality if one of the defenders has got an absolute conking header, just like
Yeah.
straight in there?
Perfect.
Well, I'm still hopeful that Obi will get a few headers from corners this season.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a bit of a disappointment if he doesn't because
Yeah, that's right.
But
Sorry,
he's
Lou.
high, isn't he? He's big, isn't he? And he's high.
surely corner you just stick him in the middle of the park. No one's as tall as him in the league, I reckon.
Did
you
they
know
not
what I
say
think?
as well that we've got a long throw?
Yeah, we have. Someone was.
Piers Bird wasn't he? But he's suspended currently,
Yeah.
so he's going to be back for Oxford.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's going to be our next home game, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Was there any score predictions on the Aggro Unfiltered? Did anybody come back to you on that?
Yeah, I think the consensus was 2 or 3-0 to be honest. We had 1-1-0, so I think everyone seems to be quite confident that we're going to keep a clean sheet, and that's always helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
I think was it last season obviously before Dibble broke the record for clean sheets at the Harriers. But if we could beat that again.
Yeah, I mean that would be great, wouldn't it?
That's right.
Because actually, your keepers is worth as much as your strikers are.
Yes,
'Cause
and I think we have got the best goalie
In
we
the
could
league.
get.
Yeah, in the league,
At
I
this-
think.
At this time, I think keeping Dibble is it's a you've made a statement.
Having said that, Donnarumma is available now.
Well,
apparently.
you know.
So if you fancy leaving the Parc des Princes for the
Yeah,
Aggro, then
yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
well, I'm sure
that's
we
good.
can accommodate you,
And
mate.
it was quite funny actually. So I've seen on Twitter this week a Hereford fan giving out about Dibble. I mean, if a Hereford fan is giving out about someone, there must be a good
5-1
person.
was it? 5-1.
Who were they again?
Yeah, Hera what?
I think they're second from bottom currently.
I don't even know who they are. Who is it? they're talking about?
Hereford.
Are they in some town along? Just down. Anyway,
Yeah.
talking about along, the next game then would take us to Oxford City, which is our next home game, first Tuesday night game under the lights for
Yeah.
Adam. I
Yeah.
love that. What was their result? Did they lose?
They lost 3-2 to Fylde.
Okay.
Did they?
Yeah,
It was them, wasn't it?
I
Yeah.
think they were 2-0 up and Fylde
Yeah.
came back quite late on, which
Yeah,
is a shame.
and we play both of them next. So it'd be we play Worksop, then we play Oxford, then Fylde.
Interesting, because Fylde will want, you know, they've got an ambitious owner.
Yeah.
They'll want to do well this year as well.
That's
They'll
right.
be smart in.
I think what's quite interesting as well, Nick Horton, who's been with Fylde for many seasons now, who they've been paying beyond any player in the league, and he obviously left this summer. It doesn't appear they've really brought in a big replacement for him. So the fact they won still is quite a worrying sign, really. But I think they got us at least a six-figure sum for him. So they've got a bit of money now.
Well, you know, you could argue the same for us with Ashley Hemmings. Again, I don't want to keep digging up old graves here, but Ashley Hemmings was top scorer in the league, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
he was, you know, not a lot of us really wanted to see him go, but I don't think many of us are crying over it at this moment in time.
No.
You know, he didn't score at the weekend. Andy Carroll didn't play again, I noticed.
Probably injured, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's breaking up with his girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
For us, being like, oh, I don't know what he's doing at another party, but whatever. But I just think that, it is interesting when these players go. It doesn't mean that the club goes, and actually sometimes it creates space for new ones to rise up. And so it will be a tricky game, that Fylde one. But looking at Oxford City, I feel like that should be, it's a home game for us, which is an advantage for us. It's a Tuesday night, and I actually think sometimes Tuesday nights are a little bit more aggressive for us as fans than we are on a Saturday, because it's less kids and families, and so there's a bit more
and most people have been at work for the day, so they're using it as a bit of a stress reliever.
That's right.
Some people then been down the pub for the dinner
Yeah, yeah.
and had a few beers, or maybe you've picked up a bit of steak
dear.
from the car park on the way in.
Yeah.
Just dinner at the pub, eh?
Yeah, just revving themselves up. So I'm hopeful that will be a great atmosphere. It'll be your first home game of the season.
Yeah.
Excited.
I am.
Harry the Harry will be back, I believe, because he was off. He wasn't very well. I
He was
think.
poorly that day. Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't very well at the weekend, from what I understand. But we've said, alluded to, you're friends with him, and so what you've said is that he should be back and raring to go, which is good. So Harry will be back. I think again that just raises, because I think what people sometimes with mascots just don't get how. When you get a good mascot, that makes all the difference.
Yes,
And I just really want to pay homage to Harry, because like last year, the banter that he created on TikTok. Not that I'm a prolific TikToker, but someone had said that it got over 100,000 views or something like that.
I think it was 500,000.
Half a million views for his banter against Hereford is absolutely brilliant.
That's fantastic.
He must be over the moon, Harry.
Get sponsorship, that'd be good, wouldn't it?
That
if he
would
got
be good.
sponsored?
It'd be decent, wouldn't it? What, Harry the Harrier just
Yeah,
walking around with a
yeah,
headband on or something like that?
Yeah.
Has he got a new shirt for this year, or is he going to be wearing the Oxen one?
I don't know. I'll have to ask the question when I next see him.
Yeah, you'd have to ask him and say, hey, look, what are you going to be wearing? He could wear any of those really top-selling ones, really, couldn't he?
Let's get an interview with him.
We'd have to get an interview with Harry. That'd be funny, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know what he sounds like, but it'd be good to get an interview. I still think the best mascot that I've ever seen, just because of how funny he was the mascot of the Buxton. You said to me, you were like, he's too nice to be a mascot. You said that. I said he must be a
Fair
Christian
play
because
to
he
him.
was in socks and sandals.
Well, I've never seen Harry go to the away fans and shake all their hands off. I think if he did, I think he'd be.
And he said, thank you for coming in.
Yeah.
Enjoy. What a nice man. Listen, Mr. Buxton, if you'll listen ever, we want to say thank you for your
Yes.
hospitality. But
Yeah,
that
yeah.
is not how
Yeah.
you are a mascot.
Very
You need to
welcoming.
raise the banter.
And I think we're likely to go again this year. I think if the pies are the same, I think
Oh, big
we'll come
time.
back a few pounds heavier again.
Big time. Actually, looking at it, Buxton is the 20th of September at home. So we've got Buxton at home 20th of September. That's just near my birthday, so that'll be a celebratory pie. And where are we playing
March.
them? On March. Oh, that'll be good, actually.
Saturday the 7th.
That was kind of like this time last year, like this year.
Yeah,
wasn't
It must have been,
Yeah,
yeah.
Near the end of the season.
That'll be a nice little away trip. Hopefully, no idiots appear there throwing flares on the pitch and all that sort of stuff. We don't want
madness.
any of that. Thank you.
Madness.
Okay, so we've got Oxford. What we locking in? Did we lock in scores for that? Sorry. I reckon a comfortable 2-0 win on that one.
I mean, I'd take a 1-0. I think let's go 2-0. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be happy with a win at Oxford.
You non-committal people, come
I
on.
don't care how it comes. I think a win's a win. I think.
well, they went 2-0 up, didn't they? And I think if you hope, I suppose, first game of the season, you put everything in, because Fylde are going to be good. They're going to be a tough team to beat. They put everything in. They take their chances. They score 2 goals. You come to the third game of the season, it's not quite the impetus has gone a bit, hasn't it? And then hopefully we can get a 2-0.
I think we've got to be careful as well. So, because again, I weren't at the game Saturday, but I saw a lot of the reaction on Facebook saying, "Oh, we're only 1-0. We had lots of chances." But as Adam Murray put it quite
Brand
well,
new squad.
yeah, as Adam Murray put it quite well, he was over the moon with that result. A win's a win at the end of the day.
Too, right,
win.
mate.
I mean, we don't need to be worrying about goal differences early on in the season.
No, and the reality is, like, I think we all have said, probably off camera more than anything, that we feel like it's going to be a bit of a slow burning growth. So actually,
I want it to be.
yeah, I don't want us to get all overwhelmed and be like, oh, we're going to just walk the league. I mean, it could be a little bit like Liverpool with Arne Slot when they were like, is he, isn't he? And then there was a bit of a wobble, and then like, hopefully that's the result for us, that we'll win the league by 10 points and everybody will be happy, and we're all got a bit improved on a bit. But I think a win's a win. It's a brand new squad, brand new manager. Some of the existing players, like AMS and others, who maybe were more of the main deal in those previous seasons, are having to adjust to not being that on the pitch. But they are still the main deal off the pitch, if that makes sense. I love the fact that he's created this leadership group who are going to take responsibility for the leadership of the team. I love that. I like the fact that he's gone down the first team coach model rather than just assistant managers. I think that's really good. It's really inclusive. It's really good. So
David Davies as well played well.
it's like a new flipping signing, that guy.
It's great, and I think that's.
I wonder if he's sponsored by Huel or something like that.
drink this.
Anyway, Huel, if you're listening, we will be sponsored by you, no problem. Or Guinness Zero, if you want to sponsor us as well.
Yeah.
Anything like that, we can take on board. Okay, moving from Oxford, we then have got Fylde away. I think that's going to be a tricky game, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
it's a long way to go. It's the return of Adam Murray to Fylde as well, so there's a bit of spice there.
It's always quite a weird stadium to go to. I've been there a few times now, and for a while they were a bogey team, but we've won a couple of games recently. But because it's quite a nice stadium, the owners put a lot into it. I think there's a hotel attached to it. I think there's actually hotel rooms looking over the stadium, but it's one of those scenarios where it's quite a big stadium, but they don't get them the attendances they would like, so it's quite a weird atmosphere normally.
So I wonder if actually we should be fearful of anyone in the league. I think we should respect people,
Totally, yeah.
but I don't think we should go into games with fear, because I think, again, I look at the squad, we've got good depth, we've got a good squad.
And that's Adam's job, to
Yeah, of
set
course
us
it is.
up to play whoever.
Yeah.
And we might, the tactics for this game might be different to tactics to that game, and that's the job of the manager, isn't it? He's got to put that in place, and I trust that he will.
Yeah, good. And then, so we got a score prediction for that one? Should we just jump into that? I mean, we'll go into it deeper, but I mean...
2-1.
2-1. I'd take over a 2-1 or a 1-1 at that point.
Yeah, I'd be happy with draw away to Fylde, I think.
Yeah.
As long as you don't lose, I'm happy with that. And then I just want to highlight this, and then we'll go on to some questions. Excuse me if you heard that burp. There's no gas in that, but I've just been a bit burpy.
Where?
Probably is a little bit, actually, because it's a zero alcohol one. But moving on, we come to Monday the 25th, August bank holiday. We've got a home game against Leamington. Love that.
Yeah.
Love that. I just think that's a cheeky little add-on there, because I love a bank holiday fixture.
It's right, isn't it? You kind of forget about that bank holiday
Yeah.
in August.
Well, I did, and I heard someone say it. It was like, oh yeah, it's the bank holiday, and I was like, is it? It's like, oh, of course it is. It's the last bank holiday that we're going to have.
So I work in school, you forget about bank holiday because I got 6 weeks off, and it's like
It's a dream, mate.
it's another one.
You never do any work, do you?
No, never.
It has been said.
Do you know, we're sitting in the garden, and I don't know which neighbour it is, but they've got curry or something. It smells amazing.
It does smell good.
Our food smells
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. If there's a local curry house you want to sponsor us, we'll take it
We're
on
up for
here,
that.
no
Yeah,
problem.
yeah.
We'll eat the
Yeah.
food here. Tell everyone, we'll do a food review every week as
Yeah.
well for you. It's not a problem.
For us.
Leamington at home, that should be a tasty fixture, and it should be. And again, I don't want to be disrespectful, but an easier win for us. We should overcome Leamington.
You hope so.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
not.
if we're to be near the top of the table, I think you're absolutely right. I think those sort of teams, if we lose against those that early on in the season, I think got something to be worried about.
Yeah.
But like last season, I mean, I think probably in this league there'll be teams that anyone can lose against any team.
Yeah.
We found that we should have beat Southport last game,
Oh,
and
dear.
we didn't.
Do you know what though? I've been reflecting on all of that. I am gutted that we didn't go up, but I almost feel like it's a blessing in disguise, because I think
We wouldn't have got Adam Murray. And
we wouldn't have got Adam, and I feel like we don't know. We may have done, but I feel like sometimes the squad wouldn't have been ready for
Yes,
it.
totally
And
agree.
sometimes, you see teams get promoted too soon. Like Luton, for instance. Remember when they went up to Premier League? It was like, oh, it's amazing. And then they're in League One now.
Yeah,
like, how did
no.
that even happen? It's crackers how that happens.
is madness.
Whereas you watch Bournemouth took a bit of time and they went up, and
Yeah.
then they were ready
Yeah.
for it,
That's
were
right.
prepared for it. So
And going back to, I'm going to talk about Birmingham City again. Birmingham were winning on their first game against Ipswich. Ipswich had come down from the Prem till 90 plus 5, and Ipswich get a penalty.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have been a penalty. They score. It's 1-1 end of the game. That's disappointing. We won our game, our first game. It's exciting because we won, and actually you realise that sometimes getting over the line, whether people are complaining it's only 1-0, we won.
yeah.
And it keeps you.
And that season
interested.
in the National was not enthralling for many of us.
No.
I don't think anyone got excited apart
No.
from the fact they maybe have got to go to some new stadiums.
Yeah.
But because I was looking, I don't know where it was. I was reading about, like Truro got promoted, it's first Cornwall team in the National League.
Yes. Yeah.
And their trips away journeys are ridiculous now, absolutely crackers. And I just think, Yeah, I'm kind of glad we've got a year where we can just consolidate, build what Adam's going to do. We've got a lot younger squad now. We've got a lot hungrier squad now, and squads that are built through loans. A lot of the main players through loans. It doesn't always work, you know. You look at Villa. Villa built a lot of loans in towards the end of last season to get that push over the line for the Champions League. Didn't quite happen, and now they've lost Rashford, who I think they were hoping they could probably persuade to stay. He's gone to Barca. They're trying to get Asensio back, but there's no guarantees that he's going to be great. Because remember when they had Coutinho, he came and then he was terrible. So who knows? It's going to be exciting. But Leamington, I think that's going to be an exciting home game. Packed crowd.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Bank holiday. You hope if we're winning, be a big crowd. That's what you want, isn't it?
Liam, was there any questions from some of our audience engagement?
Yes,
and listen, we really appreciate you engaging with us. We'd love to have some more of your questions and just comments and your thoughts about where we can take this podcast, because it's up to you guys really.
Yeah, we've had 2 questions from Sophie this evening. So, which player surprised you most, good or bad, last season, and why?
Well, one of my favourite players last year was Maz. And I was really sad to see him go. I just felt like he was. The bit that surprised me was that obviously that goal. That was it a goal? Was it a cross? But I just think he turned a lot of games really, which was good. I really thought he was highly. I thought he was good. Yeah.
Last season, when Dave Woodall came in on loan, I thought that was a great signing. He was clearly a step above, wasn't he?
Yeah.
But then we've kept, like Reece Devine, I think was good. Joe was injured for a lot of it, then came back at the end, so we can't really say that. I don't know. It's a tough question.
I guess actually, probably, and I'll let you get answer in a minute, Liam. The other one obvious would be Ashley. Ashley Hemmings.
Well,
scoring 30 odd goals, like that probably surprised everybody, including himself.
Well, I'd say a name we haven't mentioned is Ryan Reynolds. He sort of came in on loan. We had a fair few loans last season, but I think he was very consistent through the season. I think at times Phil put a lot of blame on him, but equally the amount of times he was the only person who had real energy in the team towards the end of the game. He never stopped, did he? So
that's right.
No.
I think that's the energy we're looking forward to this season.
Yeah, good. What was the other question? That
it was what player you're most excited to watch in this season. I mean, quite a tough one having almost an entirely new squad.
I mean, I was going to say Mooney was one, but he's out for a bit, isn't he?
I think Willoughby will be one. Adigan was looking good actually on Saturday.
Well, we played Shrewsbury in that friendly, and in that game he did some amazing turns and Shrewsbury lost. Was it? I want to say 4-1 on Saturday.
Don't know.
I think if he can bulk up a bit and cope with the physical demands of this league, he'll be an absolute stonking signing.
I agree. Yeah.
I think the other player, and we've all mentioned him tonight, will be Joe Folks. Just he's so, every time he gets in the ball, he just knows something. And Riley was like I say, he was like a man possessed up and down that wing. He wants to succeed here.
Yes.
And prove Notts County wrong for not keeping him, basically.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him.
That's
don't blame him.
Yeah, well, it's a chance to do that, isn't it?
Yeah. What about you, Liam?
I think it'd be a miss if you don't mention Penny. It literally is like a new signing. I think if he can stay fit, which I'm sure we're all very hopeful for, I think he could be quite a standout player this season.
Yeah.
And David Davis?
Of course.
David Davis.
He keeps on going, doesn't he?
Right.
I almost thought last season was like his swan song season, but in fact he's come back arguably a better player.
Yeah, definitely. That's good. And so we look forward ahead to the game at the weekend at Worksop. If you are going to the game at the weekend, enjoy yourself. Let us know what your highlights will be. Contact us on the pod. We'd love to know. I'm sure that there will be plenty of analysis across all the podcasts, and it's great to see that so many fans are engaging across all of the podcasts. And so want to continue to encourage you to engage with ourselves, engage with the others that are out there as well. you know, they're doing a great job, and I'm sure that those guys will be there and they'll be watching and reviewing that on Sunday. So, engage with both of us. We'd love that. If you've got questions or thoughts or anything like that, come back to us. We've got some interviews that we're trying to line up in the next couple of weeks. I know that
quite exciting, really, aren't they? What we're trying to get in the pipeline.
Yeah, I think so, and I think like if we can get them over the line, which I think is very possible, then. You know, you'll hear not just from me, hopefully you'll hear from these guys who will be interviewing and doing some stuff and connecting with people, and we'll see where it goes. You know, this is early days for this podcast still, but we really appreciate you listening to us and sticking with us. And up the Reds, looking forward to the weekend.
Come on, you Harriers.
Come on, you Harriers.